Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Unique Peace. I'm Janice. I am the Quiet Healer here on Long Island. I am a Reiki Master Teacher and Intuitive Medium. And today I have Bobby Andretta with me. He's a sound healer, he's a photographer, and he likes to bring peace to the masses through music. So, yeah, welcome, Bobby.
Thank you, Janice. I appreciate that. Thank
Good
you.
morning. How are you?
Good. Very well. Thank you.
Very good. So you have an interesting start. You started out in photography and regular music, and then have made your way to sound healing. Can you kind of like take us through that journey?
Yeah, I guess early on, I started out as a drummer when I was 8 years old. So I started like in fourth grade. I remember playing the drums, and I really like. Yeah, that was my life back then. From middle school to high school, being in bands and playing music. I wanted to be a rock star, as every kid back then. That was my goal in life, but that didn't happen. But the music's always been a part of who I was and how I felt I expressed myself. And then later in life, I met my partner, and she was into the breath work, which is a really powerful modality, and naturally progressed into sound healing. It was a good part of breath work and sound. We started doing breath work and sound circles together, and it kind of all grew from that. And it's such a great modality. It's been around. Sound healing's been around for thousands of years. So it's just something I naturally kind of draw to.
Nice.
Yeah.
And when you're doing sound healing in like a group or just for yourself, what do you find to be the most powerful instrument?
Well, when I do private sessions, I have chakra alignment bowls that you put on the body. And
Oh,
when they rest on the body and you tap the bowls, it vibrates literally on a cellular level. So the body's being healed on a cellular level. So for me, the most powerful instruments I have are probably the Tibetan bowls. Yeah.
the Tibetan bowls.
Yeah.
Nice. I like the Tibetan bowls. I also like the crystal, the 7 crystal
Yeah,
bowls with
crystal
the big
bowls are really
ones.
good too. I like those because with the crystal bowls, it's amazing how the instruments work together. Like the crystal bowls have such a frequency in the way you play them that it puts your brain into an entrainment. It like shuts the conscious brain down so the subconscious comes up and can really do the healing that the body needs. Because once you shut the brain off and the thoughts go away, the
Yes.
body gets to rest and heal. And then
Ab
with the body bowls, with the vibration on the body, it literally shakes the organs back to homeostasis.
Oh,
So
okay.
between the two of them, it's an amazing combination.
That I did not know that before. I know that now. And shutting the brain down, I can resonate with because as a Reiki master, that's part of what I do is like people are like, I go, even if you just get a 45-minute to an hour nap, your
Mm,
brain is shut down. It's like that's my job is to calm you down, to relax you. You're going to leave better than when you came in, more relaxed than when
exactly.
you came in.
That's my goal with my sessions because it's like if people pass out, if they're out, I'm doing the right thing because then I know it's working.
Exactly. It's working.
And with some of the bowls, with the crystal bowls, like I have binaural bowls. So what that does
Oh,
is
I love
that
those.
puts it into a theta, the mind into a theta
Theta
state.
state.
So you're out, but you're not sleeping. You're kind of like in this space in between. So
Mhm.
it has the possibility to take you on these kind of journeys because you're in this kind of sleeping state. It's more of a dream state. So
Okay.
a lot of people when they come up, they're like, "Oh, I felt myself leave my body. I felt so grounded into the earth that I felt flat because all these sounds and with the bowls, it's just an amazing experience. It
I
really
love
is.
that. Yes, I haven't I recently went to my very first sound healing experience, so my very first breathwork experience,
Wow.
that was interesting and unforgettable, and then my very first sound healing. Plus, I mean, I've took sound, like an intro to sound healing, to incorporate it into my Reiki
Oh, okay.
sessions. So my experience as someone who's using it is very basic. I use my drum or a couple of bowls and my tuning forks to just kind of do a vibrational reset
Awesome.
for my clients. However, to like actually go and be immersed, it's a totally different experience, and you walk out, it's like that's nothing you've ever experienced before.
Mhm.
And I've also learned that every Reiki person, every medium, we're all different, so every
Yes.
experience will be different. I don't know if you agree or disagree.
Yes, I definitely agree. It's definitely the way that the person does the session, and it's the way the mindset that the person that's coming into the session, because they're only going to get out of it what they put into it. So a lot of times when I do sessions, we chat a little bit beforehand to ask about, what's your intention, what you feel in the body, what are you looking to get out of it, because that's all going to make a difference of how they get through the session. And a lot of times during a session things will come up. Sometimes people will cry. Sometimes people just feel so completely different because they really go in with that intention to come out with something.
Right. And do you have any stories that you can share? I mean, without giving any, no names or anything, but like any stories you can share with someone came in either like really anxious, really upset, or and then they left totally relaxed and different and had a
Most
completely.
most of the sessions are like that because they always come out differently than they come in, no matter what state they're in. If they're anxious, um, it's just a matter of getting them to just surrender. Once the surrender happens, then they can receive. And like the one recent session I did, the woman was very she's always go 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 go
Mhm.
go 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 go
Yes.
go like nonstop. And the session was the first time in months that she actually had just to kind of breathe and settle down. And at the end of the session, she was like, I didn't move. She didn't move throughout the whole session, and she's used to bouncing off walls. And when the session was over, she said, I felt so grounded and flat into the ground that when I woke up, it was like I was peeling myself off the floor. So it was really good to see that she felt that she was able to really ground into the earth, which is an amazing experience.
It is amazing. Would you mind sharing some of that with us? I know you have a bowl with you.
In what way?
Play the bowl.
Oh, the bowl. Yes, I could do that. Okay. So this is one of the bowls that I use on the body. This one, they're chakra bowls. So this is the throat bowl.
That big bowl.
They're monster sized bowls, and they have some weight to them. So when they're on the body, you really feel the vibrations through the body, and they have such resonance that after you hit them, the sound will continue on for a long period. And even though you may not hear it as much, they're still vibrating, so you'll still feel it through the body.
Wonderful.
And this is kind of what they sound like.
I love that sound.
And it'll just resonate.
That's really awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
So when you're using those and how on yourself or someone else, how does that bring you peace? What brings Bobby peace?
I guess when I'm doing the sessions, and again, as I'm doing the sessions, I'm also feeling the vibrations. I become part of the instruments, and to see how the person is completely relaxed brings me such peace, knowing that I'm able to hold the space for the person to really let go, to be in a safe space where they don't have to worry about anything. They don't need to be anywhere. It's just in the moment, just resting and just letting go of everything and surrendering to the sounds and the vibration. It cannot not be peaceful in that state. You know what I mean? It's amazing how that happens and how it brings me peace to be able to hold that space for people.
That's beautiful. Anything outside of that bring you peace?
Um, I like writing music. Like I also have music that I write electronically. That is the process of writing the music is a peaceful experience for me, because it gets me out of the mind in some way, because it's more of a flow
Nice.
when I'm composing, and it really brings me in a state of bliss in a way, to see how all the sounds and everything kind of relate, and it's like a sound session, but it's using music in different types of instrumentation, because then I'm using keyboards and electronic sounds, so it's all sounds, and it gives me another sense of peace when I do that in the process.
The process.
Yeah.
So, another favorite question is, how do you bring peace? So, we know you're a sound healer and we know you bring peace through sessions, both private and group. But how else do you bring peace to others?
um I guess I have a grounded personality. I think that's something that my partner tells me a lot, that I'm a double Capricorn, so I'm really grounded. And for a lot of people, when they see that demeanor, because I don't do a lot of talking. I'm not a big talker. I like to, especially like when I'm in groups, I'm somewhat quiet. I listen. I try to read the room, and I think that energy helps to bring a peaceful energy to people, and just the presence of being in that kind of peaceful, grounded state.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And when you are bringing peace through your sound healing, what do you find most rewarding?
when when we're done with the sound healing and people sit up, like right when it's all done, and then we're in the silence and people sit up, to see the transformation in them, like, because people, when they come in, you see it, there's some hustle and bustle, and then we ground in, we go down, we do the sound healing, and when they sit up, there's a lightness, there's a glow to people. And for me, that's everything. To see that I was able to hold that space for that person to be able to let go and release whatever stress and tension that they have in those moments. That to me is like everything. Just to see that glow that they have.
That lightness that they
Yeah.
feel. Now, have you had, I have several clients who come back, whether it's every month or every quarter or whenever it's needed. So do you have clients that will come back?
Yeah. And for them, it's not as regular as maybe we both would like, but it's in the moments when they need it most. Because when something, when they get tripped up or triggered and they feel it in their body, they know that this is a place they can come where they can reset. And they're aware of that, and they come back when they need it. Yeah.
So, I don't know about your experience, but my experience, it's obviously they come back when they need to, and every experience is different. So, like, some of those moments, do you have any of those moments? Like I have one client where she came to me for one thing and then she has another problem. She comes, it's a separate problem and it's separate reactions, separate
Mhm.
messages. And she wakes up, but she comes back and she's like, wow. And it addresses different areas of her psyche and her body. I'm sure you've had those kind of experiences. So when you have one client coming back for different reasons,
Mhm.
have you, do you find yourself using different techniques, different instruments?
Um, at times, yeah. It's mostly just getting them in the right frame of mind to receive whatever they're feeling through the instruments. Like a lot of time with the body, especially with the body bowls, it's like, okay, how are you feeling in your body? Where do you need the attention?
Mm,
You know, so if they're saying, okay, I haven't been feeling good in my gut, upset stomach or whatever it is. They're upset and they're all tight, so I'll focus on the solar plexus,
gotcha.
and that'll be like kind of where I'm focusing the energy on in that session. And other people, they're like, I need to say something. I can't get something out. This person's
Mm,
bothering me. So then I'll use the throat chakra
sure.
ball. So that helps open that chakra up a little bit. So it all depends on what they're going through. But having the different chakras on the bowls gives me a good indication where I need to place them and help them through that, whatever they're going through at that time.
Nah. So, can you tell me what you experience or what individuals who come for personal versus group sessions? Like if you had someone come personal and they came to a group session, or how you feel versus when you do a personal private session versus a group session, because the energy's got to be different.
Oh yeah, it's definitely I love them both. I love them both because they both do different things for me and for the people that are coming. The group sessions give me a sense of community. When people get together and they share it together, and it's like when I do the group, it's more of a symphony. I think I'm playing the bowls. I have a partner and we play together and we play off each other, and it just creates an amazing experience. And with the private sessions, it's really good opportunity to get intimate, to get to that person, to know that person really well. Because in the group sessions, a lot of times I don't get to talk to as many people. There's a lot of things that are going on. And in the private sessions, it's more intimate. I get to know that person really on a deeper level, which is really, really good.
Those are the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the best. Now, as a medium as well, I've noticed that if I do like small group settings, this is going to be important in a second, that a lot of the time, the same, like if that group's together, they all have a similar issue or
Mhm.
concern. Do you see that at the group sound healings?
Yeah, a lot of times people like they'll come together as a group. We have people that come as a group of 4 or 5 people together. So they have a dynamic that they're working on and everything. So it's yeah, it's a definitely interesting experience because there's different pockets of people feeling different things at different times, but there's a similar experience as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that interesting. It's like, oh, we're all having problems with our boss today. Awesome.
Exactly. Because there's a ener energetic energy through the community
Mhm.
that's going around that people are finally, especially post pandemic. I think the pandemic really shook things up now, so people are more aware of things that aren't serving them. So they're
Yes.
feeling it more. So it's more of a group effort. Like, why am I doing this? Why are we doing this? Is there something that we can do to change this grind that we're always in? And through the sessions and the sound healing, it's like we can change as a community. Anything that one person's going through, we're kind of all going through because it affects everyone. It affects everyone in our family, it affects everybody at work. So if we can make these small changes every day just to um, release the things that aren't serving us, and sound, it's a great way to do it because again, you're not thinking, you can feel in your body and just surrender and let it go. And when people are able to do that, those issues become less and less. So now we're healing the community together, individually and with each other.
And since the pandemic, maybe even a little bit before, but definitely since the start of and coming through, you and I both noticed that a lot of people are seeking this out and searching out meaning. It's like, okay, the world is falling apart. There's got to be something or someplace I can go. And they're starting to gravitate into the spiritual circles, into the sound and mind, body area. When you find people coming that are new, what kind of, energy are you helping them release?
It's really anything that they are feeling in that moment, because I try to work in the present, in the moment, and that's what brings me peace as well. Is if you stay present in the moment and what you're feeling right now, as opposed to worrying about anything that we have no control over. If you're present in that moment, there's a gift when you're able to just relax, feel into it, and let it go. So no matter what it is, if you stay present and grounded, all of that just kind of fades away. And it's a great way to bring people peace, no matter what they're going through.
Wonderful. Now, if you have like friends or family and they don't necessarily want that like sound portion of healing, what advice, what do you have in your toolbox that you could pull out that might help them find peace on that day?
The breath.
Any day.
The breath is always, because that's something we all do, and sometimes we forget how to breathe in a way. Because if anybody's stressed or in this way of just chaos and not knowing how to deal with the situation, if you just pause and just breathe.
Yes.
It's a way to reset, that you don't need the sound, you don't need meditation. It's just a pause. It's just a pause. And that's the biggest tool that I have. It's just at any moment you feel that things are going awry, just take a pause, take a breath, and start new.
I find myself doing that in like stressful situations, or we need an answer. And it's like, okay, well, I can't give you an answer because you just gave me this question and you're like intense about it. So it's I find myself stepping away and taking a few deep breaths, or going out and taking a walk for a minute just to breathe.
Right. And that's key.
We do hold our breath a lot. You catch yourself holding, like, oh, wait, why am I not breathing? Or, oh, wait, I didn't realize holding my breath. So
right.
that is key.
And that's a good sign, because if you realize that you're not holding your breath, you need to take a breath.
Yeah. Yes. So you have some events coming up. Well, I know you have an event coming up very quickly, the first Saturday of March.
Yes, March 4th.
You want to explain that? And
it's a sounds, we'll call it a sacred sound ceremony. It's at Sound Body and Mind in Huntington. It's a yoga studio there. And it's a group sound session, which is we go in with the bowls, the crystals, chimes, and it's just an opportunity to be in community, because community it's so important when people share it together. So that for me is a really good part of doing the group sessions. And you don't have to do anything. The best part is you show up. It's at 6:30. Doors open at 7. You come, you relax. People you bring blankets, pillows. You lay down, and it's just an amazing experience.
Wonderful. And how often are these done?
We do it the first Saturday of each month. Yeah. At Sound Body Mind. And then in May, we start at the beach. We go outdoors. It's another experience on the beach at the sunset. So there's sunset sound journeys. And those we'll probably do every 2 weeks or so, starting in May, the end of May, at Central Beach.
And does somebody have to pre-register or get on a list?
For The things at the yoga studio, I have an Eventbrite page. If you go to my the Instagram, you can get a link that goes to the page for Eventbrite, and you can buy tickets there. Yeah,
Okay.
and
We
at the
do.
beach, you just show up at the beach.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
So we do have your Instagram here at sacred_sound_journey. That's where you can find Bobby and register for being in the yoga studio
Yes.
and showing up and getting some relaxation through sound. Now, is your partner there when you do that?
Yes, I have a partner, Donna Amber, and she's an amazing person. We do the sound journeys together. She does breath work circles, and between the two of us, it's just an amazing experience. We really have been doing this for a while, and the way that we hold space is really, I feel, unique, and that people really walk away feeling something when they're done. It's an and it, They're always leaving differently than when they come, in a lighter way, in a brighter way, and it's amazing. They tell their friends, and then they come. It's amazing.
Yeah,
I'm honored to do it. It fills my soul with joy. It really does.
and that's how everyone wants to feel.
Yeah.
That's how everyone wants to feel. Now, does Amber come with you to the sound healings,
Yes.
the group, and does she do breath work? Is that something we can look forward to, or does she? No.
We used to do it together, where we would do circles with breath work and sound together. And that's a really intense experience, because you have the release of the breath and then the grounding of the sound. But lately, we've kind of broken them up, where she's doing the breath work circles. We did one last night at Soul Yoga in Huntington. It was a really small, intimate group, but it's so powerful. And then we do the sound healing, because people need different things. And with the sound healing, there's nothing to do. You just
Right.
show up and you just relax, and it's a great experience. With the breath work, you got to be really ready for it, and it's a release, and it can be pretty intense for some people, because it can bring a lot of stuff up. So we kind of separate them, but in tandem, when we do private sessions, sometimes we'll do them together, where we'll do a breath work and sound session together, and that
That
is,
sounds intense.
it's really intense, but it's so opening and relaxing at the same time, because you're getting everything. You're getting the breath work, and you get to release and come up, and then you ground in with the sound. It's so balanced. It's a really nice way to experience a session.
That sounds. It sounds intense, but it sounds like you leave more peaceful and relaxed, and you can really let go.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that in sound and in breath work, most of the peace that can be found would be in the letting go. You have to allow to let go.
Yes. Yes. Let things come up, because sometimes things come up that we're not even aware of. And once they come up, and you give it that attention, and then you let it go, because it's important to know what you're letting go, because if you're not aware of it, it'll keep on coming up. But once you're aware of it, you're like, oh, that's why I'm feeling this way. So now when that feeling comes up again, it's like, oh, I know this feeling. I don't have to feel this way, because I know how to let it go and release it, so that it becomes less and less affecting
Chaos.
us.
Yeah, the
Because now,
chaos.
right, because now we're aware, and we have tools to do that will help us get through it.
It's kind of like figuring out a repeated lesson in life.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
once you're aware of it, you can't ignore it, and you have to deal with it.
Right.
So,
Right. And these are great modalities to deal with it, because like I said, it gets you on a cellular level. With the breath work, all it is just bringing in the air. It's bringing in the air. It's
there.
clearing all this stuck energy in the body. And then the sound, with the body bowls and everything, it kind of just realigns the whole body. So it's like having a fresh start.
Now, if somebody were interested in doing one and or both of these things,
Mhm.
would they also reach out to you on
Yes.
Instagram?
Yes. That's probably the
Okay,
best way to get me. Yes.
that's the best way to get you. Great.
Yeah.
All right, because I really feel that that's awesome.
Thank you.
I mean, it's like everyone has their own modality. Clients will resonate where they resonate. And like I said, I like sound. Um, um, for me, music has always been a powerful
Mhm.
healer. It's like there's a meme going around Facebook. It's like there's a song for every situation,
Yes.
and it's very funny because that song could be the same song for every situation, but means something different in any situation,
Mhm.
which
Yes.
is it's like in going to you, say I go to you and you do the bowls one time and that's great. And then I come back to you and you do the bowls again, it's going to be a different experience.
Right, right. And that's why I like to write music as well. I do I write meditation music that I use during my sessions, and that's on Insight Timer. If anybody uses Insight Timer, they can find me on the Sacred Sound Journey on Insight Timer and listen to like meditation music in that way too. Because
That's
it
cool.
definitely affects us in different ways. And then when you have that music to relax again, it's another way to calm the body down and the mind and just
Yeah. And
find that
meditation
peace.
for a lot of people is hard. And you got to start off slow. You
Yes.
got to start off slow. And what I would have found interesting in how I guide people through meditation is probably have told them to go to a sound healing first, so
Mm,
you could just feel you again getting the mind to shut down and just feel it. Because
right.
I do tell a lot of my clients who I can't meditate. I'm like, you know what? Go get your laundry basket, turn on a frequency and just fold your laundry. You're
Mm,
meditating. Don't think about, the bills you have to pay and the dinner you have to cook. You're just folding your laundry. Focus on the socks that need to be matched and why the
mm.
dryer ate them. Um, so,
Right.
and I will guide my them because that is, just immersing in that is a good place to start.
Yes. Exactly. And that's the thing. When I tell people with this, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to really listen. You don't have to be active with it. Just hear. Just be, and it'll just come to you.
I agree. I agree. So, you do these circles monthly. Is there anything that you could advise people
In what way?
on how to bring sound into their everyday life? Like,
Well, one of the easiest and best ways to do it to start, if even if you don't have an instrument, is just to hum.
oh,
Just hum. Just make a sound, because even that brings vibration to you, and it just doing that can get you out of the mind. It's just an easy, just okay. Is one way to start right off the bat. And then from there, you can find other sounds. And even if you just listen to your environment, just listen to what's going on around you. You can hear music in nature, with the birds, all the things, everything becomes sound, has vibration. So if you just quiet it down enough just to be aware of it, there's music all around you.
I love that. I love that. Any words of wisdom that we could take with us?
Hmm. I guess for me is just to be as present as you can in the moment, because nothing else really matters than where you are right now. Because I find that a lot of people, when they come, they're all worried about what should I do, where should I be, this one, that one. They're all outside themselves. They're all looking out into what's going on around them and not really looking into themselves to see what's going on inside them and how we can make that change. Like I said, just by humming. It's a simple thing, but if you just find that one thing that you can find to get you through that moment, it's just a moment. And the more moments we have like that, the more peaceful we become.
Beautiful. I love that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And I would like to thank Bobby for coming on to Unique Peace and speaking about peace and sound healing with us this morning. And I'm hopeful that everyone watching will take away at least the humming aspect and will join us for a sound healing at some point, because I think everyone should do that. I
It's
highly recommend it.
amazing experience. It really is. You can't go wrong. Like I said, there's nothing to do. It's an hour of time. If you come and you fall asleep and you leave, you got to rest. You
Gotta
know,
rest. Yep.
that's worst case scenario.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
we'll definitely have you on again.
Awesome. Thank you, Janice. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I want to thank everyone who was joining us this morning. And I hope that you learned some really nice things about bringing sound and peace into your life. And I hope you have a great week. Thank you.